I hear often climate change is a natural cycle. We are just in a natural cycle. And I can imagine that would probably invoke something quite strong in a person who's made their life's work to try and study, warn, put up red flags and alarms, however and wherever possible to get as much action happening as possible.
Yeah.
What is the best way to actually describe why that statement is not complete or
Yeah.
untrue?
No, it's a good question. And we talk about a lot of aspects of natural climate variability, like a volcano erupts, it can cool the planet for a couple of years. There are solar cycles, lots of reasons the climate varies from year to year. But there's nothing natural about our perturbation, our change in the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So
Mm.
our atmosphere had a certain amount of greenhouse gases sitting there in the atmosphere, keeping our planet very habitable. Since the Industrial Revolution, we've absolutely burnt trillions of tons, actually. Well, we're getting towards the trillionth ton of carbon dioxide.
Yeah,
And so that's a very unnatural human-induced change to the climate system. So the first thing I'll say is there's nothing natural about this variation. It's a human-caused perturbation, interference of our climate system.
got it. Yeah.
Sometimes people say, well, how can that happen? We're just a small part of the, we're not, how can we change atmospheric conditions? Well, we did that
It's
with the,
true. We often
yeah,
hear, like, how
yeah,
could man possibly believe that our actions were that important, that we
exactly.
have this huge impact?
Yeah, and we know we do because concentration of greenhouse gas is already, plus 40% and growing what it was naturally before we started burning fossil fuels. But also we
Mm.
know from things like ozone, different chemical, CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons destroyed the ozone hole. We saw it with our eyes. It's threatening to life on Earth. We solved that problem. So we know from other other gases like in this case ozone and CFCs, we certainly can change atmospheric concentrations of greenhouse of gases. We did it with ozone. We're doing it with greenhouse gases. But I want to come back to this idea that the Earth's climate varies naturally. It does, but there's nothing reassuring about that. And what I mean is, if you go back through Earth's history, we can see examples where the Earth's orbital motion or axis tilted so subtly, and that can drive the difference between an ice age and what we call an interglacial, which we're in at the moment with
Mm.
not in an ice age.